Chapter 43. Rigid. Kang Chon couldn't help but be happy when he heard this. If Grandpa broke through the Jiden stage, then they wouldn't be afraid of Lin Beishan. After the two of them deliberated for a while, Kang Chon brought Wang Tixiong and headed to the stone cave where Xiaojin lived. It was unusually secluded and was a good opportunity to hide his figure. Kang Chon's prediction was not wrong. After he and Wang Tixiong rendezvoused, Lin Beishan dispatched everyone to besiege the various avenues of Heavy Iron City, no matter which way Kang Chon and the others escaped from. They would be blocked by Lin Beishan because Jiden stage powerhouses could fly on their swords, and their speeds were not comparable to that of Foundation stage cultivators at all. Fortunately, Kang Chon had foresight long ago, and Wang Tixiong hid in Xiaojin's stone cave, cultivating while secretly observing the situation in Heavy Iron City. However, people have their footsteps and horses have their hooves. Kang Chon finally exposed his whereabouts during one of his praying, and Lin Beishan learnt that they were hiding in the back of the Wangfu's mountain. So, Lin Beishan sent people to surround all the exits of the back of the royal mansion and sent people in to search the mountain. Unfortunately, the mountain behind the royal mansion was really too big. Coupled with the dense woods, it was difficult to find Kang Chon and the others. What's more, Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong joined hands with only Lin Beishan can deal with those who went in to search the mountain. Once encountered Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong, almost all was sorted by them directly. So angry Lin Beishan can only go to search the mountain personally. However, facing the huge nature, even if Lin Beishan possessed the strength of the Jiden stage, he was unable to find the two deliberately hidden people for this dense mountain forest. Lin Beishan had to give up searching the mountain and sent people to seal the back of the royal mansion. He himself also guarded the place. As long as Kang Chon and the others appeared, they would not be able to escape from his Five Fingers Mountain. However, there are many wild animals in the mountains and forests. Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong did not have to worry about the food problem. The two sides just like this stalemate here. No one can do anything about it. Time passes day by day. See, the city master still have 3 months to come back. Lin Beishan finally cannot stand it. If the city master once come back, will not allow him to kill Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong. After all, the city master does not want to their Lin family domination of the Heavy Iron City. This is not in line with the interests of the city master. Lin Beishan, who was anxious in his heart, called Lin Wei, the third elder, Wang Chon and the others to discuss a plan. What plans do you guys have to force Wang Tixiong and that little brute to come out? Lin Beishan asked with a sullen face. He still had a nagging feeling about Kang Chon threatening him. Every time he thought that he was even threatened by a junior, his heart couldn't help but be filled with anger. The third elder was silent. The last time he searched the mountain, he almost died at the hands of Kang Chon. If it wasn't for his son Wang Chon arriving in time, I'm afraid he wouldn't be able to stand here. It was also that incident that allowed the third elder to learn of Kang Chon's current terrifying strength. I'm afraid that apart from experts above the 9th level of Foundation establishments, there was already no one in this Heavy Iron City who could do anything about Kang Chon. How long had it been? Kang Chon's rate of progress was so terrifying. The third elder's heart was filled with worry. Wang Chon's face was gloomy. He was also pondering on a countermeasure. He was deeply impressed with Kang Chon's words that threatened him that day. His intuition told him that he had to get rid of this worrying genius youth quickly. Lin Wei on the side was the most furious to think that his hallowed late 8th level Foundation establishment powerhouse had been captured alive by Kang Chon, and even more so, it had ruined the plan that his Lin family had laid out for so long, making his heart full of resentment towards Kang Chon. Father, doesn't that little brute like to threaten people? Why don't we do the same thing to him? A sinister look flashed in Lin Wei's eyes as he whispered in Lin Beishan's ear. The third elder and Wang Chon's faces both changed. although Lin Wei spoke in a low voice. But with their strength, within such a short distance, they could naturally hear Lin Wei's words clearly. They couldn't help but feel a chill in their hearts for the other party's ploy. It was definitely a vicious ploy. Lin Beishan's face didn't change after hearing this, and he asked Wang Chuan and the third elder on the side, "What do you guys think?" He knew that third elder and Wang Chuan had definitely heard Lin Wei's words. Wang Chuan's face remained unchanged, and he didn't speak. The third elder's eyes narrowed, the corners of his mouth twitched, and he didn't say anything either. He couldn't help but have a feeling of a rabbit dying, and in his heart, he couldn't help but wonder if he had done the right thing or the wrong thing in betraying the Wang clan this time. The change in the two men's expressions were naturally seen in the eyes of Lin Beishan and Lin Wei. A trace of mockery flashed in Lin Wei's eyes, and he said in a cold voice, "The two of you should consider clearly. Once you wait for that kid to grow up, not to mention my father, even if the two of you also advance to the Jidan stage, you will not be a match for him. His talent should be clearer to you than it is to me." Wang Chuan's face finally changed. He was the most clear about Kang Chuan's talent. He said indifferently, "Brother Lin doesn't need to say much. All this is what they asked for. Mr. Wang has no opinion, as long as the Lin family keeps our previous agreement." The third elder sighed and did not speak, seemingly acquiescing to Wang Chuan's words. Lin Beishan, who was on the side, stood up and smiled. "Xian nephew, feel free to rest assured. My old man's words are true. In the future, the heavy iron city will be under the joint helm of our two families, and those assets of the Wang family, we, the Lin family, will not move a single cent and will return to you in full." Wang Chuan nodded and left with the third elder. After the two of them walked away, a grim smile finally appeared in Lin Wei's eyes. "This time, let's see if that little brute still comes out. Old me also wants to see if they can still keep their composure." After beheading their Wang family members one by one in front of Wang Tixiong and that little brute, ha ha ha, Lin Beishan laughed morosely. At the back of the Wang mansion, in the stone cave, Kang Chuan and Wang Tixiong were hidden here. "Shona, after so many days, I don't know how it is," Wang Tixiong said with a frown. They had been trapped in the back mountain for more than half a month. These days, the Lin family had learnt their lesson and didn't dare to send people to search the mountain anymore, making them isolated from the outside and unable to learn all the news of what was happening outside. Nor did they know whether the Wang family members were alive or dead. Kang Chuan comforted, "Grandpa, don't worry. The last time I scoped out the news, there are still 3 months before the city lord will be back. I'm sure that Lin Beishan is anxious now." Wang Tixiong nodded at his words, then said in a deep voice, "We can't forget this revenge. In the future, we will definitely exterminate the entire Lin family to wash away today's shame. Especially Wang Chuan's father and son must not be spared." Killing intent flickered in Kang Chuan's eyes. He nodded heavily and said, "Grandfather, don't worry. My grandson will definitely kill them one by one in the future." Rumble, rumble, rumble. Right at this moment, a burst of rumbling drums resounded throughout the entire back of the mountain, startling countless wild beasts to roar and run. The drums sounded unceasingly, and as loud as thunder, the entire back mountain boiled over. Wang Tixiong and Kang Chuan were both startled. The two of them rushed out of the stone cave and explored towards the source of the drumming. "Grandpa, this Lin Beishan is playing some trick again," Kang Chuan said in a deep voice, not knowing why. He had a bad feeling in his heart. "No matter what tricks he plays, as long as we stay in the back of the mountain and don't come out, he can't do anything about us," Wang Tixiong coldly snorted. The two of them hurriedly ran and darted towards the source of the drums. On an exit passageway in the back of the Wangfu's mountain, hundreds of Lin family experts surrounded the place. And Lin Beishan, Lin Wei, the third elder, Wang Chuan, and the others were all gathered here as well. "Wire, can we start?" Lin Beishan asked indifferently. Lin Wei, who was on the side, scanned the surrounding mountains and forests and sneered. "It can start. I think those two guys are already hiding in the shadows and watching." "Good. Since that's the case, let them appreciate the gifts we've prepared," Lin Beishan said indifferently. Lin Wei nodded, then beckoned to one of the Lin family elders at the back, and immediately a group of prisoner-like people were brought up, numbering over 1,000. "Lin Beishan, you shall not die. Wang Chuan, I won't let you go even if I become a ghost. Sooner or later, your Lin family will have this day." A vicious curse came out from the group of prisoners, their fierce eyes wide open, their eyes red as they looked in the direction where Lin Beishan was, letting out a roar of rage. These were the sons and daughters of the Wang family, as well as the subordinates and those elders. Of course, these were those Wang family members who were loyal to the Wang family and to Wang Tixiong. As for the third elder's line, naturally, they would not be taken care of here. "Save all these words for hell," Lin Wei sneered. The third elder was silent, looking at these guys who had worked with him back then. There was some feeling of a rabbit dying in his heart. Wang Chuan watched all of this with cold eyes, his expression indifferent. Lin Beishan soared up and stood on a flying sword with a greenish glow, and shouted towards the surrounding mountains and forests, "Wang Tixiong, you guys watch with wide eyes. From now on, I will kill 10 people from your Wang family every half an hour until I kill all of them. If you don't want them to die, come out and kneel in front of me." The voice was enchanted with true essence. It was loud and incomparable. Not only did it spread throughout the entire back of the mountain, even the distant residents of Heavy Iron City could hear it clearly. Not far from this place, on a dense tree, Wang Tixiong and Kang Chon furiously looked at Lin Beishan in midair. The fists of the two of them pinched and creaked. Lin Beishan stood proudly on top of his flying sword. His figure attracted all the residents of Heavy Iron City, and his loud voice spread throughout Heavy Iron City, causing an uproar. Everyone in Heavy Iron City heard about the feud between the Lin family and the Wang family, and in the past, with the Li family in place, the two sides hadn't dared to go too far. But now that the Li family was gone, this was naturally a mountain that couldn't tolerate two tigers. Just to the surprise of the crowd, Lin Beishan was the first to break through the Jiden stage, breaking the balance in one fell swoop. And at this moment, he even wanted to exterminate the Wang family's entire clan, so that people could not help but sigh at the unpredictability of the world's events. It's a pity for that genius youth of the Wang family. Lin Beishan obviously didn't give him the chance to grow up. That goes without saying. No one would dare to let that genius with unlimited potential grow up. Otherwise, that would be the end of his Lin family. Countless Heavy Iron City cultivators came from all directions and gathered not far from the back of the royal mansion to watch the action. The crowd was constantly talking, all of which centered around the Wang and Lin families, and many of them lamented that Kang Chom's luck was not good. Otherwise, he would surely become a legend in Heavy Iron City in the future. Half an hour soon arrived. Lin Beishan stood on his flying sword and coldly scanned the surrounding mountains and forests, but unfortunately, Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong were never seen. Could it be that they really don't care? Lin Beishan frowned and thought secretly. He then sent a voice transmission to Lin Wei. "Do it." Receiving Lin Beishan's voice transmission, Lin Wei let out a sardonic smile and waved his hand for someone to bring up 10 Wang family underlings. A crowd of Wang family members cursed angrily, while others begged for mercy in sorrow or shed tears in silence. The scene was very noisy. Lin Beishan coldly watched all of this without the slightest change in his face. "Little beast, is it that you don't care about these people? Don't worry. Take your time. I don't believe that the huge Wang family doesn't have a single person you care about." Lin Wei's face was hideous, shouting towards the surrounding mountains. That's Anti-King, Grandpa, that's Anti-King." On a tree in the distance, Kang Chon's eyes were red, and he roared in a low voice. Amongst those 10 Wang family subordinates that Lin Wei had arranged, his Ant King was clearly amongst them. Wang Tixiong's eyes were also as red as blood, but his hand was tightly pressed against Kangchon. His old voice was a little hoarse as he said, "Calm down. Johnny, you have to calm down. Going out right now will only lead to death." His heart was also in pain, but he was more aware of the current situation.